turns left into a car park and campsite and follows the riverbank. There then. Continuing through fields to reach a ferry point opposite the old ferry inn. There you are for starters.
And that's the start of day 3 of the Wye Valley Way. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning, by the way.
And it's a good morning. It is a good morning at the moment. But it's really not supposed to last. So this sunshine, it's a bit deceptive. Well, we're just leaving Symonds Yat, which is where we ended up at the end of the last day's walking. And today is going to be
13 miles.
13 miles or so, hilly in places, and there's a hill almost straight away, I think.
Symonds Yat hill, isn't it? And then mostly riverbank after that, isn't it?
A long stretch of riverbank, which we're already familiar with. We've walked that stretch quite a few times. And then over another hill and into Ross-on-Wye, which is pretty much Colin's backyard.
Yeah. Up the path here and straight up there. We're just about to leave the road and tackle the first and hopefully only real climb of the day. Just like all the properties sort of clinging to the side of the hill. Up he goes. That's the way then. The road suddenly got very busy. He's keen, isn't he? Off he goes.
We're not lost, are we?
No, I was just looking ahead to see what we do next. A bit later we'll get lost.
Of course we will.
When the light's fading.
Well, we can't get lost. Alright, famous last words there,
Yeah.
but we shouldn't get lost because we know like 60% of this route.
Yeah. We've walked it before and we're following the river. Toppling climb, we've got swings right, flat sand, steps to the left, walking down the flat steps, through moss covered boulders. Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, I think I know that bit.
A fern clad slope.
Yeah, it's quite good down there.
Is it?
It's quite an impressive bit of rock sticking out from the side of the hill. Thankfully we don't have to climb that. In fact, we've finished climbing now, I think, for a bit, because we go back down. Initially some wooden steps and then it says mossy boulders, which sounds fun.
Fern-clad slopes.
Fern-clad slopes, that's right.
Down to the riverbank.
So, this is a knee tester.
I'm going to get a photograph of you going down these steps.
Oh, I'm going to be photographed, okay. Well, it's come as no surprise to us that it started to rain. It was forecast. We're going to get wet today, we knew that. At the moment it's only light and entirely bearable. Hang on. I actually thought you'd fallen down the riverbank then, but what's he doing? What are you doing?
Heard a noise, to investigate.
And what was it? Right. So that was our first hill really, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I forgot what I was saying now. It's basically a long stretch of river walking now, all the way through to Kernan's Bridge, something like. So we're kind of familiar with the area, certainly this bit, because we walked it anyway as a separate walk on several occasions. So we're not going to get lost today. That's a guarantee. Just before we go back uphill again, I just want to film this carpet of ransom or wild garlic. The smell of it is actually hanging in the air. Tastes good too. So you can just see Colin disappearing, and we're going uphill again, back into the forest. Not quite sure how steep this one is, probably not so bad. Rain. Nice piece of real estate here. Requires some work and a new roof. I wonder how long that stood there. Yeah, it's sad to think this was somebody's home. God knows how many years ago. I don't think it was a two-storey unless there was a kind of loft space up there.
Yeah.
There are the holes in the wall, look for the wooden rafters. But this wall's entirely gone. That would have been the front entrance, I think. But there's no way of knowing how old it is. It could be, you know, it could be 200 years old, it could be 600 years old.
How long it's been abandoned, how long they lived here for.
Yes. And somebody, of course, once built this, actually built it. Decided this was a good spot.
Question being, when it was originally built, was the woodland here?
That I don't know. I mean, this could be so old that all the woodland's grown up around it.
Yeah.
Could have tried to farm the area, but I don't think they made a success of it.
Yeah, those trees are precarious, aren't they? Exposed roots.
Right on the edge.
Yeah. That's the end of the Symonds Yat section. Leaving Yat Rock behind now. Nice. A park Mark and I know very well. On the opposite bank there we do a walk. We've done it several times. We just carry on this track for several hundred metres, it says. The rain's getting a bit heavier.
Walking through a pasture full of newbie lambs and attentive mothers. That's a sign of spring, even if the weather isn't. Hey, look. Like Colin just pointed out, you don't really want to think about the fact that you like lamb. Not when you see them running around like this. Nice, easy, flat walking along the river. No hills, a few steps here and there, but nothing major. It's my kind of walking these days. Besides which, I've got a bad knee, Colin's got a bad knee, so it's been kind to us old folks at the moment. Hello sweetheart, look at that. Just came up to say hello. So it's, yeah, it's easy. It's The only thing that isn't pleasant, of course, is the rain, but you can't have everything in life, can you? A good day so far, pleasant despite the weather. The miles ahead of us were familiar territory, and the prospect of becoming as horribly lost as we were on the first day were remote. All good. What could possibly go wrong?
That's screwed us good and proper. We're supposed to cross this. Is there a bridge further up?
I don't know.
We're going to have to re-evaluate. We didn't see that going up because it was open. But that's what we're supposed to be crossing. To get to the other side and carry on walking up that way. Mark's having a look on Google now. But I'm guessing at the moment, well, there's two options, isn't there? We either go back on ourselves and find a way through, or we carry on this side of the river and hope there's a crossing later. Mark's having a look on Google Maps. But it's not helpful at all.
And there it was. Welsh Bicknell Church, seen from the wrong side of the river, denied to us by the bridge closure. We'd just have to follow this bank now and see where it led us.
Just crossed that bridge. We are still on the wrong side of the river, as it were. Opened out here. I know this spot quite well because I've canoed down here with my son. But yeah, we've decided probably the next opportunity to cross will be Kern Bridge, a bridge we know, which is not too far away. It'll get us back on track. As you can see, raining enough for Mark to put his waterproofs on now. I wonder if they're doing it in the opposite direction now, because they would be on that side, not knowing about the bridge yet. The less pleasant side to walk in, busy B roads. See, it's what the unplanned diversion has led us to. We'd rather be down there, but we can't get down there. So it's just this road until we get to the bridge.
Well, the footpath's run out and there's no track all the way down to the river anymore, so we're forced to walk along a fairly busy road. Hang on a minute. You can see, it isn't the best hour we've spent today, to be honest, but we can't do much about it. Once that bridge was shut, the rest of the route was off until we get back to the next bridge. What I will do though is check on the website and make sure that they've got that particular closure highlighted, because it does make a difference, and especially if you're walking with kids, you wouldn't want to be walking them along this road, I can tell you that much. Look at what we found, a slow worm. Colin spotted it as he was climbing off the stile. You don't see many of those.
Yeah, they're very secretive usually.
It's not actually a snake, it's actually a lizard without legs.
Yeah.
Hiya matey.
Don't worry, we ain't gonna hurt you.
Go on, better bring him back before he gets too worried. Well, we're off the road and have been for the past 20 minutes or so. We managed to find a path onto this field, but what a field. It is massive. It's kind of like, in the end, you're walking along and it hypnotises you because it doesn't change. But hopefully Kernan Bridge is coming up soon, and that's our lunch break stop, so we'll be able to take the weight off our feet, rest our backs a little, and enjoy all the canoeists that are out today, expert and not so expert. Haven't seen anyone go in yet. Don't really want to be honest.
I've enjoyed doing that a couple of times myself on the River Wye. He doesn't want to fall in that one, does he? Anyway, this field's interminable. Still not at the end there. And we've walked the whole length of it and around that corner. And underfoot is my favourite, tussocky grass. You can't get a rhythm somehow, and stumble and tumble. But I'm trying to remember from the other side. We'll be going through the wood now the other side, and it's quite a long walk through the wood, so the bridge is probably still a little way off yet, as is the edge of this field. I'll do them when we go. Are we going anytime soon?
Yeah.
I should have set this up first.
I've just found a nice spot to have a bit of lunch. Finally escaped that ploughed field after what seemed like hours, but probably wasn't more than half an hour.
Long enough.
But it was long enough, you're right. And we're just outside of a canoe centre, one of several along this stretch. And I was about to show you how busy it was, but guess what, they've all gone. Not 20 minutes ago, there must have been 20 or 30 canoes down there. Ah well, never mind.
Finish with that safety pin, yeah?
So, Kern Bridge is just down that way, I think, and when we hit that and then do a right hand turn, we're back on official route again. There wasn't much we could do about it, you know, that's the only bridge back there between here and Symonds Yat, so if that's out, you're not going to cross the river. So we managed it, bit of road walking, the ploughed field, a few stupid footpaths that seemed to go somewhere and then didn't, but...
Yeah. You wanted to know where we get our passport stamped on?
Yes, so...
Riverside Inn and Guest House, Wye Street, Ross-on-Wye.
Okay. Now Collins is saying that we need to get our passport stamped to prove that we're here, really, as if this isn't proof enough.
Climbing again. What used to be a bridle path, but now it's just a footpath. Straight up, really. And I've got to carry on a little more up there. And apparently turn left between two houses. After which I haven't read on, really. Mark stopped to do something with the zip of his coat. Should be along shortly. We have to climb that. Just take it steadily. It is a bit of a climb though. Having climbed, we're going back down now for several hundred metres and then back up again. It's going to play silly buggers with climbs. We are officially back en route now. I forgot to say earlier. That little side trek of the wrong side of the river. Well, we've met up with the original course as it crossed Kern Bridge. This is the way forward into Ross now. That's the way we go on. And on by the looks. We just come out into this little glade and rock face walls. And obviously the local kids have fun, look. Swings, what used to call Tarzan ropes for kids. Excuse me, I was brewing and I couldn't stop it. Behold our namesake, the village of Walford. About 4 miles from where I live. And I think we've both independently researched and look, I've looked up Walford, and it actually means Welsh.
All mine.
Except for the pub of mine. Well, Walford means Welsh dwelling by a ford. which means was this part of Wales at one time?
Yeah, it probably was,
Yeah. And we must originate from these parts. I would have felt at home when I moved here. There's Ross over there. Well, I'm fairly sure it is anyway. Ross Church, which means that's Chase Hill and Chase Hill Wood, and we think we've got to go over that. But the end is in sight, as they say. I eat.
Oh.
Looking back on one we've done. And forward to one we've got to do. We think that's the last one. That's Chase Hill Wood, isn't it? Chase Hill Wood. Up the middle, up the cleft there, to the top. Then down the other side, and I guess then into Ross-on-Wye. One big climb, one last push.
Well, as Colin's probably just said on his own video, this is the last big climb of the day, up through Chase Wood. Third or fourth big climb of the day today, and there it is. Doesn't look too bad, does it, from here? But after nearly 12 miles, I think my legs are starting to suggest I stop walking now. So I'll be glad when this hill's done, because over the other side of that, Ross-on-Wye and the car.
It's a steep one. Had to have a breather. Mark's on the way up, and my battery's just about to die. See if I can get some film from the top first.
Well, we're now at the top of Chase Hill after, well, a fairly strenuous climbing, has to be said. I didn't enjoy it particularly, not at the end of the day, but hey, we're up here now. And Colin's just filming these beautiful specimens, look. Redwoods, long way from California. So I guess now we're at the top of the hill, it's just over, down, Ross, and that should be it.